This week, we're going to be talking about all the things you can do with your library card in addition to just checking out books, where to eat when it's cold and rainy, and a look back at Huntington Beach in the 1830s. And let's kick things off with that library card. It's free to sign up, but if you have a Huntington Beach public library card like I do, and you go to our beautiful library, there's so many choices, and it's a wonderful library, even if it's just to unwind or just study, and there's tons of books there. But that library card gets you so much more. You can get apps like Libby, Hoopla, Kanopy. And what do these apps do? Basically, think of it as like a Netflix, Spotify, and Kindle all in one. You can rent movies, you can rent ebooks, you can rent audiobooks. They even have an app where you can rent plays and shows and all that good stuff. So I'm going to read a couple things off, but it's really great that we have these options in Huntington Beach with that library card that's already free, and sign up. And if you want the full app list, just send us a DM, and we're going to talk about that on how to do that at the end of the video, and it'll be in the show notes as well. But we have, when I mentioned Libby, Libby, Hoopla, Palace Project. These are great for your ebooks and your audiobooks. I know Hoopla will have some music and movies as well. Kanopy are for movies and documentaries. And there's even one called Alexander Street. That's for theater and dance performances. So you don't have to go to the physical library if you don't want to, even though I highly recommend checking out Huntington Beach Central Library. It's, again, gorgeous. But if you want the comfort of staying in your home and checking out an ebook or an audiobook, I just learned about this myself in 2025. I know it's probably been around for a little bit, but if you're like me and you've been in Huntington Beach for a long time, you've even had a library card for a long time, but you didn't know that these options were available to you, this is important for you to listen up and to look at these apps and download them today. I started with Libby. That was probably the most common one and the easiest one for me to sign up for, and now I'm on Hoopla as well. So those are the two that I would recommend if you're going to start with one or two, but those are some options that you can use in addition to just checking out books with the library card that's free to you. The next segment that we're going to move on to is very cold this week. It's going to be a rainy Christmas week. And when I think of cold, when I think of rain, I think of warm food. I think of comfort food. I think of stuff like maybe cooking grilled cheese and tomato soup at home. But if you're not cooking at home, where are some restaurants and some places in Huntington Beach to go to get yourself warmed up and something that just has that cozy vibe? And I've got a list of restaurants for you here. And we'll kick things off with Mama's Comfort Food and Cocktail right there on Beach in Atlanta. And it says it in the name, comfort food. There's some really great things. I love their breakfast burritos, their chicken and waffles, their pot pie. The menu is really extensive. There's a lot of options. And what's more comfortable than comfort food made by Mama? Also, a little bonus. I know it might be a little cold and I don't want to talk about a cold item, but with a lot of the Rite Aids closed around the county, they still serve thrifty ice cream. So if you still want to get your thrifty fix, I definitely recommend checking out Mama's Comfort Food and Cocktails. The next one is a ramen. It's like you can't think rainy day and cold weather and not think of ramen. And this one is HiroNori, a craft ramen. The vibe, it's clean, it's modern. You want to get, if you like a thick, nice broth ramen, it's creamy, it's simmered for 24 hours. They say, and they quote that it's the gold standard for ramen in Huntington Beach. And they say, don't forget the black garlic oil add-on for that extra depth of flavor. Highly recommend checking out HiroNori Ramen. I personally also like, just outside of Huntington Beach, around on the other side is Fountain Valley. I like Kitakata Ramen. I'm probably saying that wrong, so forgive me, but we like to get that one either delivered or for takeout. The restaurant's a little bit smaller, but they give you all of the ingredients you need. They give you all the instructions on how to heat up the noodles and the broth and all that stuff, and then all your add-ons on how to make it, just exactly almost custom to how you would want your ramen. And I got to tell you, the flavor and the broth of this one is unbelievable, and we enjoy it, like I said, at our own home, just throwing on Netflix, eating your ramen. There's nothing better on a rainy week or a cold day to do something like that. So that would be the Kitakata Ramen over in Fountain Valley. Now, when you're thinking of, warming yourself up, maybe you're thinking of a hot cup of coffee or some hot chocolate, and you want maybe like a cozy vibe. Well, I'm thinking right now, Sweet Elle Café, and I'm thinking about the one that's the location over at Warner. They almost have that cozy living room vibe. The menu is really extensive, and they have delicious coffees, and they recommend on a rainy day order to get the lavender latte or the hot mocha, and their baked goods are also really popular there. So when you're thinking of where can I warm up with a nice cup of Joe or a cup of hot chocolate, think of Sweet Elle Café and just kind of lounge in their living room vibe. I also think of, if you're looking for like some sort of more of an upscale restaurant, I'm also thinking right now of Bluegold. They have a lot of options, like a Vietnamese cuisine. They also have pizza and all that good stuff, but they've got, it's a kind of a high-end vibe, and I don't know why, but like Bluegold makes me feel warm when I think about it, for more something that's a little bit more a luxury feeling. But then if you also want to go to that restaurant within the Bluegold restaurant, there's LSXO as well. And right now, when it's kind of decorated for the holidays, this is kind of more of your luxury pick for something that's going to feel warm and cozy during a time that is cold and rainy. They said the rainy day order from Bluegold is you want to get the New England clam chowder. And then also, I love when I think of pizza and cold weather as well, for whatever reason. I don't know if that's just me or if that's you as well, but they have really good pizzas there. And then sticking with the pizza category, I really love Riip Pizzeria. Obviously, there's a couple locations here in Huntington, but the one on Magnolia is a really good one. And then they also have the one over in Sunset, Warner, off of Warner there, where they just expanded and made this really big restaurant. But I love the pizza there. You cannot go wrong with their kind of like their New York style or their Detroit style. I'm not even a thick crust type of guy, but then their Detroit style is still really good. And they also have a smash burger at their location over in the Sunset Beach area. So in addition to the pizza, I think their wings are phenomenal. Their salads are actually really good as well. I believe they also served tomato basil soup, which I would imagine is really good. I haven't ordered it, so maybe you can try it and let me know. But those are some of the restaurants that I'm thinking around Huntington Beach for when it's cold and rainy, and this is the perfect time to go check those places out. All right, let's go back in time for Huntington Beach. I'm going to read you a little story here because this month is Huntington Beach is recognizing California History Month. And here's the story that the city was highlighted. And I really enjoyed this story, so I'm going to read it to you as well. And let me know if you resonated or found interest in this story. But I thought it was really interesting because there is some history here for Huntington Beach. Back in 1834, Richard Henry Dana Jr. left his studies at Harvard to become a crew member aboard the merchant ship called the Brig Pilgrim. With towering masts and massive sails, the Pilgrim rounded Cape Horn and sailed along the California coast. During that journey, the ship passed the shores of what now is known as Huntington Beach, and it passed it twice, once heading to Monterey, and again it sailed south towards San Diego before returning in Boston in 1835. Then the Pilgrim faded into history until 1987. On a foggy morning, 152 years later, patrons sitting at the old End Café near the pier looked out and saw the Big Pilgrim fully restored and moored offshore. A piece of California's maritime past had returned to the same waters it once sailed. And city activist Kathy reminds us that Huntington Beach story didn't start with surf culture. This has been a part of California's history long before Surf City USA became a name. So there you go. You have Richard Henry Dana Jr. leaving his studies from Harvard and boarding the Big Pilgrim that passed Huntington Beach twice in 1834, only to return again 152 years later. So that was kind of a cool story that they shared about California history, specifically Huntington Beach. Now I also want to talk about Adoptable Pet of the Month coming back to Huntington Beach. The city has officially brought back the Adoptable Pet of the Month program in partnership with the OC Animal Care. And at the second city council meeting of each month, an adoptable pet will be highlighted to help them find their forever home. And the program kicked off with this adorable dog. You can see it on the website, named Nala. She's 10 years old, American Pit, who was found on Thanksgiving Day near McFadden and Edwards here in Huntington Beach. And she's one of more than 150 dogs currently available through OC Animal Care. They're told that Nala's gentle, affectionate. She's a true people lover, and she enjoys walks and is all about cozy cuddle time. Now, I saw this article about a week ago, so my hope is that Nala's already found a home. But if she has or hasn't, there's still more than 150 dogs waiting to find a safe home and waiting to find a family here in Huntington Beach. So if adopting's ever crossed your mind, the holidays are the perfect time to think about adding another fur love, a family member to your family and giving them a second chance at a nice home. And especially when, again, when we said earlier, it's cold, it's rainy, these dogs deserve warmth and comfort. And they're just, I feel like humans don't even deserve dogs a lot of times because these dogs are boundless love, unlimited love creatures that you just want to snuggle, you just want to kiss, you just want to give all the love to these dogs. So if you're looking for a dog, think about the more than 150 that are available for adoption and finding a home here for Huntington Beach. Final piece of news. This is kind of a prideful moment for the city of Huntington Beach. We have a local surf winner. So congratulations to Bailey Turner, who took home the gold in the under 16 division of the 2025 ISA World Junior Surfing Championship in Peru. And I know that she is a Huntington Beach local coming from a true surf family, deep rooted in HB here. Just a big shout out. I think it's really cool when you see news of these athletes doing amazing things and somebody under 16 division bringing home the gold. I think it's great for the city of Huntington Beach, doing us proud, bringing home the hardware. And there's nothing more I can ask for. So congratulations, Bailey. And thank you so much for representing Huntington Beach and USA for the ISA World Junior Championship. And that's what we have this week for Unlocking Huntington Beach. My name is Lane Stone. There's a couple ways that you can follow us and message us. So if you want the full list of those apps that are available to you from the public library, Huntington Beach Public Library, make sure you send us a DM. You can send us a DM on our Instagram channels. You can follow us at Unlocking HB. You can follow my personal accounts at Lane in OC. We're also on YouTube. So if you're watching this on YouTube, you're seeing our channel at Unlocking Huntington Beach, on Unlocking HB. So make sure you like, subscribe, comment, send us a message, give us all the love. We love bringing these episodes to you each and every week. I can't wait to bring the next week's episode to you for Unlocking HB because we want to make sure that you're completely in the know of everything. But at the end of the day, we just want to give back and give these shout outs like we talked about earlier in the video for these restaurants and these businesses and just highlighting something that you might not have heard of before to make sure that all these people and all these businesses and everything surrounding Huntington Beach deserves all of the love. And I'll end it with this: do good. Huntington Beach deserves it. And I'll see you on the next one.